the 2025 Miss Olympia, because I can only imagine that the experience the first time was surreal for you, and it's an experience that you want to happen again. Yeah, because like she is planning on it. I hope she does. I wish her best of luck on that. And this sport is very trying. And a lot of work you got to put in, and all you got to do, the things being a mom, having a job, and people need to understand that there's so much in sport, the sacrifice you have to make. And I think that's why I respect you, ladies. I really appreciate when I get a chance to talk to y'all and get y'all viewpoints and your thoughts. And truthfully, y'all women deserve just as much recognition as the men.
Yeah, well, that's the tried and true journey of women in athletics for years to come here.
Yeah,
I'm just hoping, like I said, I hope that I get to a point, and it's something you said about Iris Kyle being promoting the show. Something that I think that should happen more is more competitors who retire promote shows if they can. Um, I went to Indiana with a friend who did the Indiana Pro Show, and it was led by a former competitor. And when I tell you, she had it laid out for the pros and the amateurs. Like backstage, there was everything you would need to pump up. There was things that they brought out afterwards, cookies, donuts, Rice Krispie treats, all the things for them to have a snack immediately when they step off stage. She treated everybody like royalty. It was like you just didn't want for anything backstage. If you didn't have it in your bag, they had it backstage for you to have, which I thought was pretty amazing from that aspect. Even when I did the Atlanta Pro in 2023, how close the venue was to the host hotel, how they had made a video to show us how to walk there, the way we could come in where we were taken care of. The fact that the women started at 11 versus 8 in the morning, that makes a difference. And I say that because for a woman, if we're starting at 8 in the morning, you're getting your makeup done at 3 in the morning or earlier, just depending on how many people that makeup artist has that day. So your day is starting, you're trying to eat your meals, you're trying to keep your stress levels down. You got to get your makeup, your hair has to be right. It's a lot. But when you start at 11 for a woman now, I've had time to wake up, get my makeup done, relax, get my feet up and eat my meals to fill out, to prepare myself mentally. And it makes a difference is what I think. So I'm hoping, said this before, most shows should have a post-show survey from the pros and the amateurs if they mind. But I think that there should be a post-show survey on what went well, what we could have done better, what opportunities we have to really make that a seamless experience for everyone involved,
yeah,
including the
because
amateurs.
yeah, because you're the athletes, and people come. You want to see y'all in y'all fresh, your best condition. Don't want to see you dressed out. Don't want sometimes. I know some ladies that they were doing the show. They would feel like they were like stressed, and then you feel like you're depleted because you have to get up earlier than usually. I think 11, 10 o'clock is a good time. You can eat. You don't have to like taste now, and you can eat now and taste later. Mentality. Sometimes what you got to do if the show comes in like 8 or 9 o'clock. And it's good that you have people who understand that. Some people don't understand. Like we were talking earlier, how now the Jack Tatone, he's dropped Women's Physique from the St. Louis Pro. Now you are the last champion from that show. Just so that Sidney Gillen has announced that they may not have Women's Physique for Triple O Dynasty because there was many competitors was for this year. But here's again, as we speak earlier, that it's a process. It takes time to get ready and to grow and to develop and you want to come in your best shape. You don't come in sloppy and maybe just win because there was only like maybe 4 or 5 girls like with your show. Natalie, she was only 3 girls at her show, but
Mhm.
you'll see the Banyan family getting rid of Women's Physique from their show. And I think they also said they're updating it because next year's gonna add men's bodybuilding, and also they're gonna expand and be kind of like a expo. And
Expo.
yeah.
I think that they're going to see more participation earlier on this year because I think that once they took the points away, it made it a little bit different for women to, and especially with not the same amount of shows. So the more shows we get rid of, right? But there's what 70 or 80 classic guys on the stage every, you know what I mean? So it's interesting to me, but I'm hoping that they can get the funding. Like I said, I'm hoping that I'm trying to write a proposal for my job to get them involved in the Olympia or a show. Hopefully, I don't know how that's going to go, but I'm trying to get it before the budgets are set for Q1 is what I'm trying to see what I can get done, because I think that we as a company have an opportunity to be at some of these trade shows and the expos, or to even provide the live stream for some of the shows. Um, so I'm working on some things because I do want to be an ambassador. I just don't have the money myself to hand you out of pocket. It's not like I'm winning every year, or I'm going to all these shows and winning these shows and stacking up these checks. I don't have that yet, but eventually I want to be an ambassador of the sport that can pour back into it and pour back into WPD to the point where we can have more shows where it's not such a drag out race to get our girls to that Olympia stage.
Yeah, because I think one thing I hope they do this is because they added men's bodybuilding. I hope they add men's bodybuilding to the Pittsburgh Pro. Hey, Jim Mannion. Hey, Tyler. Hey, give everybody the opportunity. Yeah, it's about it's the big thing about it. We'll say it's a business. It's about money.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, me personally, I wish I had the money to do that because I would love to expand. Maybe have a show here, and I think you talked to my man Glenn. Maybe have a show here in North Carolina would be great. Um, Texas is a growing mecca, even though Florida should have more shows. They do have a lot more shows, but not as many for either women's body weight physique because I think they're pushing out the division they want because it's kind of evolving and changing. Like if you look at some of the women now, Ashley Jones, she was physique and figure, she went up.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm hearing that Emily Schumer might be moving up next year, and it's just as you're competitive, you feel like your body is growing, is evolving. You feel like your physique's your division you want to stay, or you feel like you might see yourself going up eventually.
I'm not opposed to anything. A lot of people see my back and they think, oh, okay, well, she's women's bodybuilding. Let me be frank. I've had this back my whole life. I've been a cheerleader, a gymnast. And if you've been a competitive cheerleader, that means you're squat pressing people over your head every day, 3 times a day, depending on how many times we run a routine. So I've always had a bigger back just from like the sport that I played in college and in high school and different things like that. But I'm not opposed to WBB. I mean, I got my pro card in WBB. It's just I would need to take time and truly grow my legs to be as big as my back and then grow my upper body. And that would take time. And I don't want to rush that process and harm myself in the interim to try to grow like that. So I don't know. Right now, WPD has my heart. Right now,
Okay.
at this moment, I'm not saying that it couldn't change, but right now, I want to grow with this sport and be an ambassador for WPD to see if we can bring it back. Like, again, it's important for me to look like a woman on stage. It's important to me to have the good makeup, the suit, and all of those different types of things. And I'm not saying that people don't, because all of those ladies are gorgeous. I understand that it's a money thing and what people want to see, but we just need to keep the consistency up.
Yeah, that's the thing. It just seemed like you're just going back and forth. You see this girl win a show, and she wasn't in the best condition compared to the other girl, and then you see the girl who's in better condition. It's like flip flopping. Like I think I talk about how the judges can just don't know what they really want and not sticking with the criteria like it was set up for. We have a comment from a man, Mohammed. Shot Mohammed says, after a hard period of dieting, how long would you give yourself before dieting again if you rebound with a lot of weight gain? So, what's your process like as you diet? Because now you have a couple of weeks off, you enjoy some food, you got to eat. What's that like?
Well, honestly, once like that week off and eating everything, I felt so gross. And honestly, it wasn't even super bad. Like I didn't even eat the things in my mind that I was like going to eat. I'm like, I gotta get ice cream. I gotta get this. It really wasn't that. By the time I got home, I was just like, okay, bring on my egg whites. Let's get this chicken and rice. So it was more about that for me than it was eating and rebounding. But at this stage in my bodybuilding career, I know not to engorge myself on food and gain that amount of weight. it was hard in 2020 because when I ruptured my Achilles, I was done. I had to sit. I was down. I was out, and I had to literally retrain my body after being over 200 pounds to get back into competition form to even get to this point. So we have a plan in place once I complete this show here in the next few weeks to like slowly increase the calories. Like I'm gonna have my weekend and then I'm gonna go back on my food, slowly increase my calories, but stay under a weight goal. And that's harder for me because I have so much dense muscle. So it's harder for me to stay up under a certain weight, but really take the time to dot all my I's and cross all my T's to make sure that I'm bringing the best physique that I can bring to the Olympia stage in 2025.
Yeah, you gotta make sure everything, because like I said, many conversations I had with some of you ladies, it's not a race, it's a marathon. It's about taking the time, following the process, not just trusting the process, but understanding the process and then investing all you can into it and then figure out where you go and how you want to grow. There's so much to it. Like instead of getting people to think about bodybuilding, it's nothing but steroids and all that. No, there's so much more to this. Like
Mhm.
recovery, your rest, your diet, your exercise, your regimen. I mean, the things you have to work on, especially after you do a show, especially the Olympia. Here we got here from a man, this is from Award 2000 says, I don't think I have seen any athlete who hasn't splurged crazy after a long, hard week of diets and training. You ladies go hard, eating sweets, sugar foods, etc. So I'm gonna ask you, Marika, where's after that big event at the Olympia? Where's that thing that I was calling you? That thing that you wanted, the thing that complete you. Yeah.
I didn't even have anything that I truly wanted. Honestly, my big go-to is dried mangoes. I know. I love dried mangoes. I like that's the only thing I really wanted to eat was dried mangoes. And then there's these dark chocolate salted truffles, caramel truffles that I love. So I had a few of those, and it actually is what I used to pump up with backstage. But in between prejudge and the finals, I ate a burger and fry. My coach was like, "Get a burger and fry," and it actually filled me out even more. I came back harder for finals, but ultimately, I mean, it's cookies, like a particular cookie for me. Like I've purchased a lot of cookies from what is it called? I can't think of what it's called, but I purchased a lot of cookies from them. And that's what I wanted because I collabed with them and did like a cheesecake. I love anything banana flavored too. So I did a banana cheesecake maple bacon cookie collab with them. It was so good. It was
Ooh.
so good. But that's all I really wanted. I really didn't want anything super harsh because it just makes you feel gross.
Yeah, when you said the word bacon, I was set. Bacon,
Yeah, Life's a Batch. So if you've never had cookies from Life's a Batch has really good cookies and they come very quickly and they're just like thick and stuffed yeah, so they're good.
thick and stuff. That's some women I know. So this is for a man, KL the Wanderer. He says, "Good afternoon." He
Good
said,
afternoon.
he says, "I could help you be an ambassador." He says, "Marika Eureka." He says, he's just playing. Yeah, he's just playing. Also, you used to do backflips as a cheerleader. You know,
Yes.
yeah, that's yeah, because I play football. We watch y'all girls cheerleading, y'all jumping around, and sometimes the little short shorts and like that. We were teenage boys, we didn't know any better.
You
So
go on my Instagram page, you'll see the videos where I would tumble even after college. And I actually hurt myself tumbling. So that's how I ruptured my Achilles. It's on my page too, if you guys want to check it out.
yeah. Also, this is from KL. He says she is an independent woman. Remember that. Yeah, shout out to that. And also, he's hating because he says, "Shut up, simp 2000. I'll be a simp. Who are you?" But yeah, I think everybody needs to understand that this is a tough sport and the sacrifices y'all ladies have to make. The time I know, as a mother, as a woman, as an athlete, you know, I think respect is given. You deserve the respect because you know what? You're doing something that most people wouldn't want to do or don't have the mentality to do.
Hmm.
I think anybody who gets in this sport who understands what's involved in it, and also we talk about the sacrifice of losing of friends and life changes, and sometimes people don't understand this sport. But you have to respect that because the fact is, it's about you as a person, as an athlete, as a woman, where you want to go in your life and how you want to evolve.
Hmm. Yeah, it is. And it also shows my daughter what she can do. Not only that, I lead a team of 14 people. So it's not even just every day going to the gym. It's also managing 14 different people and how they are dealing with life, how they're dealing with their job, and making sure I'm doing everything I'm supposed to do for my job, plus all the projects that I'm on, plus what I'm trying to do. So there's a lot of different moving pieces to it. And the one thing about this sport I do enjoy is encouraging people, whether that be male or female, to hit their goals. Even some of my team is like, you encourage me to get back into the gym. I'm eating a little bit better. Or people at work will come to me and be like, hey, what is your thoughts on this? And I don't mind sharing my thoughts if it means that it helps them live a healthier life. It's fine with me.
Yeah, it's fine. You should live how you want to live, and it's great you inspire people on your job. I remember when I started doing this content. I was overweight. I've lost a few pounds. Last time you talked to me, I'm at 397 right now. I have made some, I'm not doing some work right now. My knees are getting bad. I mean, I'm thinking about getting knee surgery. My right one here. I got bad knees. I still coach Steve Austin, like I often said. But it's good that you inspire other people to want to make those changes. You don't have to be a bodybuilder. Lifestyle change is good for you.
Right.
Here we got a comment from a man. Mohammed says, I'm not a competitor, just a lifestyle person. Lost 70 pounds. Now I'm scared to gain weight since I heard people who gain weight quickly, their bodies won't respond to defects in the
To
truth
deficit, yeah.
deficit. Yeah,
Um, I don't know if that's necessarily true, and you shouldn't be afraid to gain weight. If you've made a lifestyle change, then you just have to stick with that consistency. Does that mean that you can't enjoy like snacks or anything? You just got to control what that is for you. Maybe that is one day a week you have one meal that is like your free meal and the rest you're on. And it's also ways to create food and stuff that it still tastes good, but is on the healthier side. You just have to figure out different alternatives and don't be afraid to gain weight. Um, but also, lifting weight also forms better on your up under your muscles, having muscles and forming your all around composition when you're working out as well. So don't be afraid to gain weight, but just be mindful and just stick with the consistency and you'll be fine.
yeah. That's the factor of bodybuilding. It's being consistent. It's not as easy as people think. Sometimes you have days where the difference between consistency and discipline and motivation. The
Hmm.
motivation is just okay. I can get up and do what I want to do, but sometimes you don't feel like you're motivated. But
Hmm.
the discipline is the thing that helps you because it helps you keep focus on your goals.
Hmm.
Sometimes the days like I can agree like like I'm getting older. I got a birthday coming next month, and there's days I feel my body just can't keep going. But you know what? Doing this content and talking with you ladies, I learned that what, if someone like yourself who was overweight, who can make that change and then become a bodybuilder and then do what you do, I mean, it's just you know, I got to respect that. And I wish people would understand that, like I said again, this is a lovely lady. And she took time to sit here and talk with me and share her story the first time we did this. And also, she has gone a long way for herself. She's hit the pinnacle of what we say is one of the top sports in this country. And I think she has that potential to go even farther, you know. But people out there who have an issue with women like her or any woman who compete in the sport, here's the problem, and here's the problem with you. If you don't like something, mind your damn business, like Tim Walsh says. Respect these ladies as competitors. Or like my man Bernie Mac says, fuck them. That's all I can say.
Yeah, I tell it's just it's interesting all the time because like most of the time if I go out, I wear a hoodie or something, and if I don't have time, then obviously my arms are out, and the amount of stares that I get, or even either it's could be admiring it, or either it's like ew, it's so gross. But I get fit shamed quite often, and I tell people like this. I was like, when people do that to me, it's like, well, what if I did it to you because I felt like your body type was it something that I liked? And it costs you nothing to mind your business. Now, if I say something, then I'm wrong, right? But it's okay for you to make a comment, or you'll get people who get up under our Instagram posts and just make obscene comments or TikTok or any of those things. And you really could have just scrolled. You really didn't have to say anything. You could have just minded your business and gone about your way. But that's the interesting thing about the internet and social media. People can hide behind anything they want to hide behind and would never have to face that person in front in real life and just say whatever they want to say. So it's
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah, like I said, some people don't have the courage. This, go back to convictions. It's easy to pick on y'all. There'll be the same dudes be talking junk on you, then be back in your DM saying like, "I really like you, Marika. I think you're cute. I didn't want anybody to know that because I don't want you to think I'm weird." But you know what? It's about who you are as a person and as you grow as an athlete and what you want to do with your life. So we have here a comment. Shout outs to my man. He says, "Marika, do you have any tips of dieting? So, which would you are you working in sport also? Do you do other like some of my competitors like to do training and lifestyle stuff? Do you do that too, other than your job?"
I don't. I At this moment I don't have the time just with work and everything. Once I go into off season, I might have a little bit more time to take on clients. I did prep my best friend for her very first show. She has been along with me for every show. She's come to all my shows. She was here when I won my pro. She didn't come to my pro card win, but she came to my pro show win. But she's been with me throughout this whole journey. And so I finally convinced her to do a wellness show. And she did Atlanta for her first show. And so I'm looking to help her more because she's kind of caught the bug. So she might do a few more shows.